Scott to Maguire, does media criticism, did it get to Carl Robinson? Did it get to Martin Keown?
I think it very much says no. I think you're lying to an extent. I think you do disconnect yourself from the masses of negativity. But I think it's, for me, the most important thing is not so much the people from outside, what they've got to say about you. It's the people that you let in your inner circle, the trust that you show in them. I think when they say something, it hurts you a little bit more. I think you find the way of putting a barrier around yourself and making sure that you're protected. But it does hurt. Sometimes one or two things do get through.
I think, well, I had good examples, not going to name any names, Jim, at all, but it did become a bit personal with one or two journalists, maybe one journalist, just a succession of stories that became personal. And I did confront that person. And even afterwards, when it all went well for me, that person felt they'd played a part. Somehow that journalist felt he played a part in my success, which was really weird. So, but what we mustn't do, we mustn't really look at those articles. We mustn't really hear the noise. We often feel, in a game of football, you run it back through your mind and you think of all the mistakes you made. You've got to look at the good things you've done as well. I'm a big fan of Hary Maguire. And I do feel that, yes, I do feel they've gone overboard. People have gone overboard. This is like a tournament specialist. This kid has done so well for England in major tournaments. I mean, Gareth Southgate, second most successful manager we've ever had after...
But you say people have gone overboard. Who's gone overboard?
Well, just the general feeling around him, Jim. So you're in the media and you want me to evidence articles written by people, but there is a general mood here where we're trying to sort of destabilise one of our best players, okay? Now, there's a booing that came from Hampden Park. By the way, those Scottish fans were booing the English national anthem as well.
Well, you bet.
Yeah,
we talked about that this week.
So I wouldn't really take too much of the booing there.
But the finger's been pointed at the media. So are pundits on Maguire's back?
I think there's
a
general feeling.
And if so, who are these pundits?
Well, I think there's just a general mood within the media that the player's not really good enough and he shouldn't be at Manchester United. And I actually believe he should be there. And I don't think he's actually the problem at the club. And I'm not seeing that Varane this year, Martinez, have been any better than he has. And there's a massive hole in the midfield of Manchester United. And teams are running through it. And whether the Hary Maguire was there or not, I don't think I'd be happy playing in that Manchester United defence right now because Fernandes and Eriksen don't want to offer any kind of barricade. They don't want to offer any kind of defensive shield. And that's football's about balance, Jim. And let's be balanced in all of this. And I think that Southgate's got every right to support his player because the player's done exceptionally well playing under this manager. The criticism, look, occasionally a parent or a family member, a loved one might say something in the media. You have to accept it. You don't plan for that, but that's just somebody else who's just looking out for their son. So I understand that as well. People try to target my parents. People came after my parents, but I shut that down because I don't want that out there.
Well, ask your parents for comment about you.
Yes, but luckily I managed to get to Piers Morgan to shut a story down. My mother picked up the phone in and around the Van Nistelrooy situation. Of course, they were looking to defend their son. So that's what mothers and fathers will do in this situation. But I think we've got a fantastic player. This booing, how does that help? How does that help that player in what he's achieved? He's trying to do the best he can. In any other job you're in, we've got a lot of white van drivers that listen to our show, yeah? And they're bricklayers. If someone's standing over you and you get something wrong and starts booing, yeah? Is that really going to happen? If you're the best bricklayer in the country representing us and we start booing, does it help? Get off his back. He's an outstanding talent and he's getting the support he deserves from his manager.
Martin, thank you for that. We're at 11:30.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.